you've also been going at it pedal to the metal with Lighthouse Consulting and the new in real life Portuguese culture course, right?
Oh, yeah.
How
Yeah,
is that going?
well, that's very exciting because it's the first time that I'm actually selling tickets. So someone's going to pay to be there for my talk. And that is something that I'd like to do in the future. I really like to do talks. I think everybody's really engaging. Everybody has a lot of fun. I think I can make it, quite interesting in the sense of sharing a lot of things that are unusual, that people don't really think about, that people don't talk about. And so there are a lot of little gems that I always share. And this is like a step into the future. This is like me testing the waters, if this is something that I could do in the future, because I really like to do that. And it's going to be on the January the 13th. I'm still looking at the venue. It's almost set, but it's late afternoon. But again, I mean, if 4 people show up, I'm good, it's fine. It's a test. The other talks that I gave, usually a lot of people, more than 100 people show up. But of course, this is the first paid event. Everybody shows up when they're not paying, right? So let me see. What I'd like to see is this type of consultancy. If I could do this type of consultancy more in a in-person talk kind of show, kind of gig, to a lot more people, that could be more engaging and more towards the cultural part of Portugal, those little things that people don't explain. Why do you say bom dia before having lunch, whatever time you've had lunch at, and then good afternoon once you've had lunch? And why is that, the weirdest time of the day where we're asking people, have you had lunch yet?
In
You
code.
know,
Yes.
those little pearls or why do we, on the beach we always get on top of each other, or so many things that I like to talk about. And then the good and the bad. The good and the bad. The good, I mean, the good is I've talked to a lot of people, and I found out that there's not a lot of countries where if you're in line in supermarket, someone will look at you, and if you only have like 2 or 3 things, they'll immediately say, you can go ahead and pass me on and go ahead. And I thought this was something normal. It's not.
Yes.
As I found out, this doesn't happen in a lot of countries. Or
Not
if you're at a
necessarily,
bus
no.
stop, everybody, all the men let the women get in first. And I thought this was normal as well. It's not. So apparently this doesn't happen in a lot of countries. And these are the exquisite little, gems that make Portugal what it is, that I think really make me proud as a Portuguese to be showing off my country. And then also, of course, helping people integrate more, because I feel that there's a difficulty of integration with the expats here. And so I really want to help them integrate, tell them how they can do this. It really helps to speak a little, just some words in Portuguese. It really helps. The good morning, the good afternoon. Maybe people are not used to doing this when they enter a shop, when they get someplace. Here, even walking in the street, everybody says bon dia and boa tarde. Walking on the street, if you cross someone, if you go by
Raquel,
someone.
there's somebody here watching this morning who I saw at the weekend, and when they first arrived in Portugal, they were hearing bon dia, and they assumed because of the culture that they come from, the person wasn't talking to them.
Yeah.
And I was laughing and saying, they probably think you're the deaf Englishman who doesn't, because he was the only other person there. So they must have been talking to him, but it didn't compute culturally. That, like, why is that stranger just saying bon dia? And now it's, the message has sunk in. Bon dia, bon dia. You just say it as you're going about the place. So I thought that was a lovely little insight into exactly what you're talking about.
But those are and I have hundreds of those little pearls, and those things help people integrate. If that person had known that everybody here says bon dia, look at how lovely it would be. It would be almost an excuse to a talk right over there, like a conversation. Oh, hi, bon dia, bon dia. Oh, I didn't know that I didn't know how to say bon dia, or it's such an icebreaker sometimes that I think it was a lot of times. And when I say these things, then my clients and my people actually use these things in real life, and then
Yeah,
they tell me the results, and the
it's
results are
beautiful.
hilarious
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Of course they are. Of course, you're right. It's a beautiful icebreaker. And in Portugal, I would say as well, it's a way of talking is a way of saying I don't want to talk as well. So the grumpy old men of my town, if I say bon dia to them proactively and they don't want to talk, they just will say, yep. But they will, but there will be that connection. But you get the measure, don't you? Whether it's a full on bon dia, tudo bem, and an outward, effusive expression, or just a yep, and they walk by.
Isn't that wonderful, Carl,
There's a
that
lot
that
in there. There's
everybody
a lot of
shares what they
information. Yeah, well,
they're
you know
feeling
how
inside?
David Attenborough could analyze this. I say, here they are, the native Portuguese meeting a foreigner, and there will be this. There's an incredible show, a connection, and you can decode the bon dia tudo bem, depending on how complex and loud it is. You can tell who they are in the pecking order of their town. I think there's a lot of information in all of that. Mel thinks Raquel's culture posts are amazing and her talks sound great. Actually,
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to. You've got me excited about this. Actually, has Raquel thought of contacting the local Centro Qualifica centres to promote that talk to those in free government language courses? I think your approach, or I think the country. And this whole integration matter would benefit from your approach. Make it a bit more off the page and less like school.